Today, back 40, more metal work on the wagon. And there is all kinds of it. Yep. Hi, welcome to Back 40. So this video is going to be mostly about metal work on the wagon. Anybody that's been watching knows that we've been tearing it apart, taking all the vinyl stuff off and getting it ready for paint. So I wanted to do a video with all that in one, but there was just too much to do. And with all the time restraints that we face and having to take the wagon back and forth to work every day, it's taken much longer to get as far along as I have. So anyway, this one is going to mostly be on the metal work that we've done. We've had to make all kinds of patches. I think I put 17, maybe 18 patches in this car already. And we'll go from there. So yeah, that's about me fighting with welders and blowing holes in steel, and we'll go from there. Yeah. So we have a new development. A buddy of mine has some doors. Awesome. So we're going to go get them, take my wife's van, the Old Town Country. Nice machine. I like it a lot. And go see if we can scrounge up 4 doors. I got to stop the waste management place first, drop off a wash machine and some scrap. And well, I got a wash machine and some old lightning rods and a jack back there. Hopefully I can get 4 doors for a station wagon in there. There they are, 4 doors. They don't fit. They fit in the back of a town and country, not too bad. That's going to help us a whole lot. All right, so those doors I got were beautiful. I'm pretty excited about them. However, it was an exercise in frustration because they will not fit. I assumed Caprice Classic doors would fit this thing because they're very close. All the body lines are the same down here, and through the door it actually measures out to be the same size as the whole works. The front door, however, will not bolt on my car because the hinge is in the wrong place, and there's no adjustment on the hinge because this bracket right here also is attached to the hood and the front fender. There's no movement there. So when I put the front door on, it's about an inch too low at the back. There's no way to fix that. And where the hinge on the car basically bolts the door, on the Caprice it's recessed about a 1/4 inch, and on the Oldsmobile it's not. So I can't use the front doors. I can't use the back doors because wagon doors in the back are different than sedans, which I didn't think they would be, but they are. The wagon doors are too short and too tall compared to the other doors in the sedan. So I'm very grateful to have the doors. I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Calvin. It was fantastic to get them. Um, my only alternative now is to fix the doors, which is I had planned to do in the beginning anyway. I will either save these or return them, depending on what the deal is. If you like the back, we'll take the back. If not, I'll save them because people that know me know I'll probably have a Caprice at some point. It will probably need doors. Anyway, I have them. We'll store them in a dry place for now until we decide what we're going to do because I don't have the heart to cut up perfectly good doors to fix mine. Anyway, long story short, assume nothing. It's automotive related. All right, so as I said to all of you several times, I don't know what I'm doing. But we're going to try and put a door bottom on these doors, and I decided they're not that bad to take off the wagon, so we'll just try and do them inside in the shop. That way I can go later at night, because I need to, because she's getting dark about 7:30, 8 o'clock here. So, I mean, if it rain on the car, so be it. With any luck, I'll be able to at least patch these 2 doors in a couple days, and they'll be on the car. That'll be one of the worst things taken care of. The back doors, I don't really have to put bottoms in, but front doors I do. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to try and make the back of this first. This little flange off the bottom of the door. It's kind of shaped like this. The inside flange. I got all my little plastic clips out. Surprisingly, they're breaking them because that doesn't usually happen. I'm hoping I don't have to go up into that. I don't quite need 30 inches, which is great because I only have a 30-inch metal brake, so that will actually be a big help. Yeah. I guess the first thing to do is clean this off and see how bad it is. Yeah. Well, that didn't take long, did it? So I'm going to have to go up here a little ways, but not much. I'm going to go over there. Over there. Yep. I'll have to be careful because always scared to do things like take doors and stuff off in case you can't get the back on, but I think it's worth being able to do a better job. And where's that? There it is. Not have to fight with it on there. It's just so I have a line to follow. I'll probably still cut it crooked, don't get me wrong. What did I say? It always gets worse before it gets better? Actually, that's not it. I might patch that out. Ooh, Sharpie. Okay. So we're going to have to do this a bit at a time. I'll clean my metal brake off over there. I'll cut her at 28 inches first. And maybe I'll just make it 3 inches because that'll give me enough to work with. And then if I have to trim, I have to trim. Nothing wrong with trimming after the fact. I will probably be doing a lot of that. I got lots of zip discs. 28 by 3. Find my marker. I will be back. So I got my piece cut. It's about 28. It's about 30 inches, and I'm marking it where my first bend is going to be. Right there, my first bend. Marked it here, and on the other end. And I'm going to go to the metal brake and see if I cannot mess this up. I usually do mess things up. This is my little Princess Auto metal brake. For you guys in the States, Princess Auto is pretty well the same thing as Harbor Freight. It's exactly 30 inches, so it's going to be just good for doing door bottoms. I'm not going to show bending that because I have no place to set the camera, but we'll go from there. Actually, I'll see if I can find a place. Okay, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see me because the camera angle is pretty poor. As I said, this is a manual brake, so There's a lot of clamping and unclamping and hoping for the best. Let's see how she turns out. As I've said hundreds of times, that's how most things go in this job. The lighting is not great either. I put it by the window thinking the lighting would be great, but such is not the case. Don't want to put these clamps at the very end. All right. And I'm not 100% sure. Might actually, it's not 100. It's not a perfect 90. So I got to be careful here. But we might be. That might be it. Take her out, have a look. Might have to do her again, but. Should maybe work. I don't know. Maybe. Not sure how I'm going to figure it out. Yes. How do we do that now? How do we do that? Because it's got to go this way now. Like that. Didn't plan my bends very well. Alright, I had to get a little bit creative because I think I started my bends wrong, so wasn't able to figure it out on the break, but I'll show you what I did. Put a piece of angle iron in my vise there, and then I clamped it here, in both ends in the middle there, and I just used my rubber hammer and tapped it over. Hopefully that worked. We'll see. Okay, so here's our first piece fitted, the inside piece. I'm no body man at all, but at least I got something to weld the patch to. Quite a big patch we had to cut out. Again, my welds are not perfect. I'm just going to clean them up, fiberglass them. At least there's fresh steel in there. Hopefully that won't go for another 25 or 30 years. Now for the outside piece. Wish me luck. So we got one door bottom done. The door's back on the car. Patched inside and out. I wanted to show more last night when I was making it, but my phone battery died and I didn't realize that. We've also been going around grinding off the rust off some of these spots. Putting some rust converter on. I'm not a big believer in this stuff, but I'm on a time crunch, so I kind of have to believe in it now. All of the rivets that hold the chrome trim on has been cut off, or have been cut off. It will not be going back on. More of the rust converter. As you can see, it's a work in progress, but we're finally making some progress. I'm going to have to fill in the holes where the front chrome was. Again, they got rust converter on them. Still some spots I'm going to have to use converter on and finish taking down to a usable surface. I don't have to do the door bottoms of the back doors. They're okay. Both of them are alright. Gonna have to put something back there. I do have a bit of an idea what I want to do back there. Maybe something custom. We'll see how much time we have. Now the driver's door is considerably worse. There's nothing left on the bottom of her. So, be a lot of head scratching and figuring there. And be another midnight session in the shop, I'd say. And I think I might have to go to that mouse house. Evict them, I guess. So this particular one I'm going to do in pieces because it needs so many different parts and bends and stuff like that and fabrication, and I'm not really fantastic at it. So I'm just making little pieces here and there, go around the corners, all the way along the bottom, and kind of trying to follow what was there for the original shape, where I can find good metal. And again, I'm learning. I've never done door bottoms before. One turned out okay, but this one was quite a bit more involved. And as I said, we're just doing a piece at a time, taking our time. Although I'm in a bit of a hurry to get the thing done, there's not a whole lot I can do about it. All right, so we got a lot of these little spots all sanded and treated, or wire brushed and treated, ready for fill. All on this side. Got the holes for the roof racks addressed so we can actually fill those holes. So there'll be no more roof racks. I'll have to weld these ones because I can't get in there to get anything behind them. All these spots are ready to be filled. And on this side, you can see how that rust stuff is going nice and black. Rust should be treated. I should be ready to go. Got a couple holes in the front fender to patch on either side of the wheel well, but we will get them. And then this fellow over here got to be patched up, as does the other side. Now, I need to patch the spot by the bumper, spot under the rear fender, and now I need to go in there, inside the wheel well. This job got a whole lot bigger, and I'm running out of daylight. Not sure if we're going to make it by the weekend. Hey, so where are we at? What are we doing? All right, Jezebel is in 11 million pieces, as you probably figured out by now. I'm all over the place. I can't stay at this all day, every day like I'd like to, because my wife is also on vacation, so that means the housework, looking after kids, cooking, cleaning, everything's got to be done. So, yeah, I was outside working most of the day from about 9 in the morning till 4 o'clock when I had to go make supper. Then I had to clean up the kitchen. I'm back out here. So I can't get along hard, steady enough running in this to make any huge progress. But progress has been made. A lot of holes are pasture filled. There's been a tremendous amount of rust prepped and ready to go to be filled, painted. One door's finished back on the car as you saw. The driver's door here I'm still at. I didn't do anything I did all day because I had to capitalize on the sunshine when it was here. Door being in the shop, I can work till quite late at night, which I'm going to now. I'm not leaving the shop tonight till this door is finished, because the way it's looking right now, I don't think we're going to make it. But anyway, we'll do what we can. She might be going to work in primer or rust spots Monday morning, as long as I can get her to work. So, as it stands, every time I rounded a corner or looked at a different spot or hit something with a hammer, I found more rust to fix or repair or cut out or fill or something. But that's old cars. I've said 1,000 times nothing goes according to plan. I figured I'd be painting this thing this afternoon. Nope. I've been at it a week, doing what I can do when I can do it. All kinds of parts runs, which reminds me, paint is here. Got 5 of these bad boys. I know with all the work I should do something nicer than turbo cans, but I have to do what budget allows and what time allows. And the best part about these turbo cans is they can be cut and buffed. I can do that. So, get her all in one color after everything's done. Anyway, I'm going to continue on this door. I'll show you little bits and pieces here and there. As I said, I can't film everything, and I apologize for not having the camera set up all the time. It's just the way it goes. I get heavy into something and forget, or it shuts off, or you don't want to see me cursing or swearing and throwing stuff. I've run to the field twice now for my 9/16 wrench and 10 snips. I used probably 8 flapper discs, destroyed at least 12 to 13 zip discs, which are great. I'm getting better with them though. I can cut a straight line now. It's not just, well, a little bit better. Anyway, we will carry on. So this patch panel I started with the back car, I'll just set that down. I'll try to remember where it was on this door. And I remember where it was. Confused again. Story of my life. If you're confused, but you know you're confused, are you still confused? Possibly. I haven't smashed any safety glasses yet. Oh, she bit me. Alright, so I have started at the bottom of the door last night. I was out here for 5 or 6 hours, trying to go slow and take my time. Not that I have the time, but because I don't want to screw it up again. I have learned through trial and error, and I tried not to make big complicated pieces and attach them to the car or the door or whatever, just to do a little bit at a time. It's slower, but it's a better job, fits better. So that's where we're at. This door bottom is probably, the inside it's more than half done. I know the direction I have to go. Should be able to finish this tonight. Should. I ain't leaving until I do. Could be 3 or 4 in the morning. I could be working through the night. I got to be able to pick up my wife at the airport tomorrow evening at supper time. And I might be able to still have Sunday. See what happens. So as I showed earlier in the video, I have the one flange on the door right now. I still have to come down and out again. And that bottom piece that I come out with will be the lip to wrap the door skin around on the outside. So I think when I done the other one, at this point I ended up cutting the skin out on the outside just to see where I was at. But I have the template from the old door. Such as it is, she was bad. This one was considerably worse. Anyway, that's enough to give me my measurements. I hope GM had things the same from one side to the next, but we all know what GM's like. Anyway, see what happens. I'm going to make another piece that I'm just going to more or less make an angle out of. L-shaped. It's going to be 30 inches long, the rest of my brake will handle. Well, it says I need 28. I'll go 30 because I like to mess things up. I have a shrinker stretcher, which should be perfect for this. It's not accessible at this point in time. Anyway, I blocked it all in because I do stuff like that. Someday I'll get to use it. Now, I'll cut another piece. Try not to swear too much. I've said a tremendous amount of my favorite 4-letter words in the last few days. That happens. We're going to go 1.5 inches by 30 inches. Wish me luck. So I've discovered that my 3/4 inch masking tape is pretty well the exact thickness I need for my, step down. So it's straighter than I am as far as marking things. So, well, you know what I mean. So I'm going to use this as a guide and put in my handy metal brake here. My poorly lit shop. Well, it's not poorly lit, just the light's not in the right places. I apologize for the camera angle again. We're just working with what we have. At This was one of the best 90 bucks I ever spent. This little 30-inch metal brake. I can only do one fold, but I need most time anyway. And I have a shrinker stretcher, as I said. I just got to dig it out. Actually, the camera's behind it. You can't see it right now. But Hudson's in the way, and all this junk is in the way, which I need. All right. So we have this section here and this piece. So now I'm making a piece to fit on this piece. So I need this angle here. See how it happens. So I don't have to bend it a whole lot. That might be it. I think I just moved my tape. Well, that's close. As much as you can eye things, that's pretty close. That actually might be it. Just a touch more, just to be safe. You'd almost think I knew what I was doing. I don't, but we'll take it. See what she says. Now, the machine I used the other day to make a step plate will also punch holes. So I'm going to punch some holes in this so I can do sort of a spot weld, keep things a little cleaner. See how that goes. I should space it a little more evenly, but nobody's going to look under there. Perfect. Now I know which side I can take the tape off of. Fire the welder up again. Actually, let's do it first, I think. I think we got her too warm. Oh. I'll be cutting a few times, I know, but I need to know. All right, so we're getting there. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, but I'm going to keep going. I got all my inner supports done on the bottom there. I made a panel. It's fitting not too bad. I even managed to butt weld without blowing too many holes, which is something for me. It ain't over yet, though. And I tried to put a strip in there to just have something to weld to, but I think we'll just try with another butt joint because that one went not too bad. We'll see what happens. The door is sitting here. I was in the shop last night till about, excuse me, just about 6 in the morning. I pulled an all-nighter to get this far in the store. That's the bottom and the inside. There is a new door bottom on the outside. If you can see that there. With my mediocre welding skills, but it's the best I can do. Okay, the welding and metalwork on the driver's door is done. Please excuse my body work. I am not a body man. It's been welded and treated with rust inhibitor. I know my gaps are not 100%. Again, I'm not a body man. The plan was for this to have body fill and fiberglass on it anyway. So yeah, all the spots are sanded, treated, ready to go. We can bolt her back on the car, glass her, and fill her, and there are a few little waves in her here and there, but we'll get her out after they're on the car. Again, not a body man, just doing what we can do. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and it's raining. So there's not a whole lot more that can be done this weekend. I can go back to work tomorrow. So she'll be going without paint tomorrow. But the driver's door is back on, so that's a big win. And patched up. Not fantastic, but as good a job as I can do. Made that panel on the front there, that kind of square looking patch. Even got all the body lines lined up. And everything has been treated so far with rust converter, so should be able to fight the wolves off for a couple more weeks before I get her painted. I'm in the process of making these panels in the shop, the one back here for the passenger side. In the few pieces that I need for the driver's side, as you can see, I already put the bottom in for the wheel well for the spare tire. So I have to make that transition piece to the rear quarter, and I have to make the rear quarter. And there are a couple little pieces on either side of the front driver's wheel and the front fender. I may just fiberglass those. We'll see how it goes. The rear driver's quarter is mocked up on the bench. You can see where I got a line there where I have to cut a notch out there for the step down for where the wheel well is. We'll get that cut down and test fitted and made up, and if we get a few dry minutes, we'll get her buzzed on. All right, we got the piece made for the rear quarter. Just got to make the transition piece for the wheel well to go inside, but it's raining right now, so I'm going to take a quick lunch break and carry on. So I use a zip disc for most of my cutting tin, which I know is not the right way to do it, but for me, it's a way I mangle the metal up the least. But I've learned that if you want to make a straight edge, one cheat I discovered is after you make your cut, put a piece of masking tape as close to the edge of your cut as you can. Of course, cut things a little bit big to allow for mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes, or at least I do anyway. I'm not perfect. And then I will just take a regular grinding disc, like this fella here, and I'll grind that edge off the tape, or grind that edge off until I get to the tape. And then I will have a nice, clean, straight line, because my crooked hands can't do it any other way. Anyway, just a tidbit in case some of you want to try that. Makes your work a lot nicer when things fit tighter and neater. Okay, so you saw that I made this piece for the back quarter. I showed that. And I cut out the round half moon's piece there for the wheel well. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to attach all that without burning holes. Please excuse me, I'm laying on the ground. So I took this piece of tin here just for a guide. Put it up against there in the bottom of the floor of the wheel. I already put the band in the bottom of the wheel well. So I'm just trying to figure this out so I can make a strip to go all the way around there to attach it to. So I have my bend here. That's where it needs to be. You can see that. I cut a strip of metal about 2.5 inches. Go around the arch, and I'm going to bend it in the brake and play with the shrinker stretcher and see if I get it to work. We're getting there. We're nowhere near as good as Bad Chad, but we're not too bad. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't know how I got this far, but this is some kind of catastrophic failure, but could happen yet. Okay, so I've made my piece in the break, about a 24.5-inch strip. I didn't need to show you that because you've seen that before. That's it there. I've already started using a shrinker stretcher to put the curve in it. So then you have a flange on both sides. Kind of cool. I have my piece here as a template. Now these things, I don't know if anybody have used them before. When you first bought it, we couldn't figure out how to use it because we were putting the metal into the jaw too far. You can see it move as I keep checking it on the piece. There will be some dollying yet too, for sure. As you can see, I'm starting to get the shape. Shrinking in a couple different ways, more than I expected it would, but we'll figure it out. It's going to work. One way or another. Actually put more of an L in it. I have almost a 90-degree bend around there, which I don't really need, but we'll make it all work. Still doing what I needed to do so. All right, so it's Thursday evening, about 10 o'clock. I had to put the car back together enough to get to work Monday, and like I said, it's Thursday now, so it's been quite a while since we've been able to get back to it. But we almost got the panel complete for the rear passenger side. And here it is. You can see I have the side there for the wheel well and a little piece on the bottom here for it to attach to. It is not perfect by any means. There will be some hammering and cursing and swearing while I try to fit it, but at least that's something to get rid of a little more rust. One more piece down. Just got to get it on the car. You know how you've all heard me say hundreds of times, things just don't go according to plan? Well, it's Thanksgiving Day weekend, 3-day weekend, which is great. I plan on spending all that time on the car or on the wagon because it's got to be done. But it's been raining and raining and raining and raining. Can't do anything outside. So I got the shop cleaned up enough to push the Hudson out, which I didn't want to do just yet, but we're going to have to. And push the wagon in. And then I had to arrange transportation because for the first time in ages, I don't have a spare vehicle. But on the off chance she's not done Monday, I'm going to have to bum a ride. So anyway, this is going to be the best case scenario, at least with it in the shop. Kind of like when I was working on the doors, I can go till probably midnight, 1 or 2 in the morning, because I think I might have to. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So the wagon's in the shop, finally. That took most of the day, so I lost most of the day, but it's in here. Anyway, it's about 3 o'clock. Took all that time to get the Hudson tarped up and out the door and enough room around here that I could do something. So got rid of a piece of furniture, which was good. That didn't need to be here. And I got a brand new $60 tarp out sitting on top of the Hudson, all wrapped up, getting destroyed in the wind. But what can you do? You need that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna dry her off and carry on. At least now with her in here, we can work late into the night and not to worry about the weather. I kind of forgot how big this old girl was. She's way, way down there. It's going to be hard to get good angles when I'm filming here, so she'll just have to bear with me a bit. She's huge. She just about dwarfs the shop. Okay, so I'm trying to fit that fancy piece you saw the other day. I hadn't started filming it as soon as I had wanted to, just trying to get things to work. It's not going very well. The metal is not great underneath it, and I should have probably cut the metal up from underneath it, but I wanted something to weld too, so a little bit is what I'm using. I've had to use the trick with putting the screws in to suck the metal tight. because the metal's not great. Anyway, I'm hoping to get a good tack here where this stuff is bad, but I guess I probably should have made my patch a little bit bigger, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, there might be a few rivets in it just to tighten it up. However, as I say it thousands of times, I'm not a professional. I just do what I can do. So we're going to try to finish welding the across there, and then I'll do some tacks here. There's a couple tacks there. Of course, I'll run the flush and just it's getting the fiberglass over top anyway. So yeah, we will carry on. And of course, I've got some holes to fill that I welded up. It'll work. Hole there, maybe not. I'm not expecting this to take. Okay, anyway. Guess that'll be helping the wheel. That one might have them. That one might get him, I think. Yeah. So this panel is on. It does not look perfect. It fought me quite a ways. Didn't seem to want to weld up like I hoped. The metal is just terrible in the car. And also there's a tremendous amount of undercoating and rust proofing that I can't get to scrape off. This particular spot right here is very thin. Like as I said, I probably should have went a little higher, but I didn't want to cut into this line because I'm not good with that stuff. My wheelhouse, though, turned out not too bad. And on the inside, there's a new bottom on the inside. You can see where it meets down there where the wheelhouse was. And see that piece of angler right there? That was our first attempt at a door bottom. Went horribly wrong. So we used it for a brace for the jack. The jack mount. Now it's good and tight, doesn't flop around anymore. So I am going to lay a fiberglass mat in there because there is some rust I wasn't able to get rid of. Again, I'm just doing what my skills will allow. So we'll give that a scuff and lay some fiberglass in it. There is, however, new metal. Bit of fiberglass and rock guard, it'll look just like new. I think that was the worst piece in the whole car. That was the hardest one to do. Keep in mind, I have no fantastic amount of skills. I'm just a backyard guy like all you guys. Time to tackle the passenger side. I'm seriously thinking about just riveting a piece over top of that because the car does have a full frame. So it's not like it's something I can't do. I just don't like to. I'd rather weld it in as much as it's probably going to fight me. I do have to do something here for this doorpost. I'll probably tack a small piece of fiberglass around it. I am just tacking because, like I said, I'm terrified to warp the metal. My body skills are not great. And these holes here that I'm going to fill, I was actually going to weld them over, but I found so much tar and undercoating in the back there. I'm a little scared to touch it with a welder because I can't get inside it to put it out if I got a fire. All right, so it's the next morning, about 10 o'clock in the morning. I meant to get out here earlier, but I was lazy. Such is life. Sunday morning. I'm going to try and get the rest of the metal work done on the car today. I hope that will work well. I have one more large patch to do on the bottom and behind the back wheel on the driver's side. And 2 or 3 little patches up front, 2 on the fender and 1 on the doorpost. With any luck, it'll go well and quick, and we can soon start with the body fill. All right, time for some welding. See if I can't mess this up. Hopefully we don't. Hopefully we don't. I should open that door. Just to be safe. Yeah. We got them. All right. Good set of beads on the top. Hacks. Welds. And that's all we're going to do welding wise on the top because I'm too nervous to do too much more with the amount of undercoating and stuff in this thing that I can't get rid of. Which is why people are wondering, why isn't he welding all the way across the panels? Well, that's part of it. Let's we can see what's next. All right, one more patch in there. Just going to do a little bit up there by the wheel well. Put some kind of a filler back there where the plastic filler is gone. I don't know what we're going to do. I might even just tack something there for now. So we made a quick little filler panel out of that scrap piece of tin that I showed you. Tacked it on. It ain't perfect, again, but the lines on it, we will be able to fill it, fiberglass it, make everything look like it belongs. That only took me about 20 minutes, which wasn't too bad. Some of these other pieces have taken 2, 3, 4 hours. Okay, there she is. Back of the patch is all done. All the way up to the wheel well, where we put the new patch in. Changed the dread jaws on the shrinker stretcher to a stretcher. Made that new patch, new L, around the wheel well. It's a little crude, but it works. It's a good thing I'm good at fiberglass because there's going to be lots of her. Anyway, on to the next spot. Hopefully it won't take 5 hours. Second last patch, I hope. Not sure how I'm going to get in around that wheel. We'll do what we can. It's going to be easy. Under the welder already. I already made this patch up. This is the one in front of the front wheel. Just for the bottom here. And I already patched the other side of the wheel. As I said 100 times, I just can't show everything, but I'm doing what I can. I wanted to do the whole video with the body work and the paint and everything, but I think this one might just be metal work, unfortunately. But we're getting there. All kinds of patches. I think I should name this car patches. All right, time for the welder. We're not going to put too many tacks in there either. Just to be safe. Smoky. All right, there's the last patch. I think there's about 17 patches in there altogether. Surprise, surprise. Side is all done now, ready for grinding and fiberglassing and filling and paint. Or I should say both sides are all done. That's going to be it for this one. I wanted to, of course, have everything in this video, the body filling, the paint, everything, the whole work's all said and done, but there's been so much metal work. Unbelievable how much metal work there was, a lot more than I realized. So, unfortunately, that's what this video is going to be about, is metal work. My medium to fair skills is doing it. So, anyway, I've done all with the flux core welder, welding on rusty steel. There was some challenges for sure. I blew a few holes, but not too bad. I'm getting better with the welder. And yeah, so the next video will be fiberglassing, sanding, paint. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.